In the previous video, we were talking about how to find the final if you have the initial and the percent, and vice versa, how to get the initial when you have the final. But let's talk about how, if I have the final and the initial, how do I get the percent? You can see that if you multiply the initial by these two terms, you're going to get I plus IR equal F. And I want to solve for R, so F minus I is going to be IR, the initial multiplied by the rate. And if you want the R alone, then this is going to be final minus initial over initial. And if you want it as a percent, you just multiply it by 100. So this gives us our very important rule that the percent change is equal to the final amount minus the initial amount divided by the initial. You're always dividing by the initial amount, and if you want it as a percent, you multiply it by 100. So let's take examples of that. Let's say someone weighs 80 kilograms and his weight increases to 90. So by what percent did his weight increase? So notice here that we have the initial and we have the final and we want the percent. So this is where we're going to use this rule that gives you the percent rather than the rule we used before when we had the initial or the final and wanted the other. So here we're going to say that the percentage change is going to be the final, which is 90, minus the initial, which is 80, and this is over 80, multiplied by 100, so this is going to give you a 12.5% increase. So the percentage change here is 12.5. Suppose that the same person decided that he wants to lose the same weight he gained, so he lost weight from 90 to 80. Would the percent be the same? Well, let's see. If his final now is 80, his initial was 90, and you're going to divide now by the initial, which is 90, and multiply it by 100. This is going to give you, since 80 minus 90 is negative 10, this is going to give you a negative 11.1% or an 11.1% decrease. We term it like that, 11.1% decrease. So you can see that the percents are actually different, since 10 kilograms of a current weight of 90 represents just 11.1%, while 10 kilograms out of an initial of 80 is 12.5. So always remember, when you want to find the percentage change, when you have the final and the initial, you do final minus initial, and you always divide by the initial amount. And then to make it a percent, you simply multiply it by 100.